Hello, beautiful humans, and welcome back to Reignite Your Soul. I'm your host, Laura Plahuta. And just so you know, we're going to be getting a new ballin' ass intro here shortly for the podcast, so brace yourselves. It's going to be freaking wicked. Get all profesh up in this joint. So yesterday was International Women's Day. So to all of the women listening to my podcast, congrats on being a badass woman who is changing the freaking world. Isn't it crazy that only like 100 years ago, women couldn't even vote? Like, how crazy is that to think? And I think we really underestimate how far we've came as a society because we're often told the most horrible things on the media, right? We're told all of the bad things that humans are doing. But when you actually take some time to look at how amazing of a job we've done at moving humanity forward, it's super inspiring. So thank you to everyone on here for being a part of that and for continuing to move humanity forward. Because as we do this together, like it's insane when we look back another 100 years from now. Who knows? Maybe we will be alive. Maybe they'll come up with something cool that keeps us alive for a lot longer. But looking back, like it'll be crazy, the evolution that we do have. So woohoo! Go Team Human! So last night I did something kind of weird. And you're probably like, yeah, Laura, like you do something weird? No way, right? So I went to an ecstatic fire and water ecstatic dance. And it was at 1111 Healing in Lindsay because I'm back home right now in Canada. And it was pretty weird and witchy, but freaking awesome. It was like the best thing ever. And I freaking loved it. So picture this. So there's 7 of us women. Pretty sure there were 7 of us. And it's totally open to men too. It just happened to be women. And how sexy is it to like have a guy that's so confident and in touch with his feminine energy? Like, so if you're a guy listening, be open to doing things like this. It's freaking awesome. Like both men and women have to tap into your masculine and feminine energy because we all have it and they both bring such amazing things to our lives and being human. So we're sitting in a circle. There's 7 of us, and we've got these cute old teacups. And obviously mine had turquoise on it because I love turquoise. It's such an amazing color. And we had like a little cacao ceremony before this ecstatic dance. And with the cacao ceremony, the lady Nicole Lorraine, who was running the retreat, she poured us our cacao, and then she said, I give this to you with love, and then you had to say, I accept this with love. And who has trouble accepting compliments or accepting love? I think a lot of us were so good at giving love, but it's so different to be on the other end and actually receiving it, right? Like how many times has somebody given you a compliment? Like they're like, oh, like I love your eyes. You're like, thank you. I love yours too. like you don't need to give somebody else a compliment back. You can just say thank you and like appreciate it and love like the fact that they gave you that compliment and enjoy that moment. You don't always need to be giving. It's amazing to receive as well. And it's totally okay to do that. So as we had our cacao in our little cute teacups, we set an intention and, you sit there with your little cup before sipping on it. You're holding it there and you're thinking about your intention and what it is that you want. And it was kind of cool too, because it's also a full moon today. So full moons, I'm not too like big on this. Like I'm still learning a lot about this, but full moons are amazing times with the energy and then the way that the moon cycle goes. It's an amazing time to set intentions for you moving forward for the next cycle. So we set an intention for our like next month coming up. And we really think on it and we sit there and then we sip on the cacao. And it was a nice, close, intimate circle. So it was super cool. And a little fun fact for you guys. So setting intentions with the cacao. Water or liquid in general is made of different molecules, right? We all know that. They're made of atoms, which are made of energies. Remember those little diagrams we learned in school with the little rings and the electrons and whatnot that jump different things and they make colors and whatnot? Well, there's this Japanese scientist called Dr. Masaru Emoto, like if that's not a Japanese name, I do not know what is, who actually revolutionized the fact that our thoughts can actually change more than just our internal world. So obviously we know that our thoughts can change our internal world, which in turn changes our external world. But he actually studied how the molecular structure of water crystals changed when exposed to human words and thoughts and sounds and intention, which is super freaking crazy, right? Like way out there shit. And he found that energy, because everything around us is energy, right? Sound vibrations, music, voice, it's all energy. And you can actually Google this. I won't go too much into this. But he found that positive thoughts, positive words, and high energy sounds actually change the molecular structure when you look at it under the microscope of water. And you can look at pictures online of like what he found, but when you like had like hate or evil or negative things or like polluted dirty water, the molecular structure of it does not look too nice. And then after doing like positive affirmations, like different music, sound vibration, intention, it actually changed the molecular structure and it looks like an amazing, cool snowflake. Like just legit changed the molecular structure of water. Like that's how freaking powerful you are. And you don't even know it. And it's cool because it's backed by science. But anyways, I love weird spiritual stuff that's backed by science. It literally gives me a female boner. Don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but my podcast, my rules. So seriously though, so there's no better feeling than being in this environment with these amazing women and the connection that you feel, because connection is one of those things that humans thrive off of, and we're pulled away from it a lot now, especially with technology. And it's something that I know I was craving and I didn't even know it. And since I started bringing it more into my life, it's really helped me to elevate who I am and just how I feel. I'm a lot happier and I'm super passionate about sharing that. So being surrounded by these people who have this love for you, there's no judgment. It's just open and just being vulnerable with strangers, because when this happens, in a few hours, you literally feel like best friends. And you have so much love and admiration for these people that were being so vulnerable with each other, right? And sometimes people you just met can have better intentions than somebody you've known your whole life. I'm sure you've heard that quote before, but it's so true. Like time is not a determinant, and it's always quality over quantity. So you can have people come into your life that have a lot better intentions than somebody who's been in your life the whole frickin' time. So anyway, so we sat in this circle, we sipped on our cacao. And cacao is super high in antioxidants. It's a form of plant medicine. And it was kind of cool because when I was in Colombia just recently, I actually got to see, like, I'm not sure if it's a fruit, if cacao's like comes from a fruit, but it looks like kind of like a melon. And I was like, what? That's like cacao? Like, that's crazy. Like, I just think of like chocolate when I think of cacao. But it's actually like in this fruit, when you open it up inside, there's beans, like almost beans inside. And that's the cacao. And a lot of time they like roast the cacao. There's kind of like a little shell around it, which you can eat the shell. And it's very bitter tasting. It's like dark chocolate. And it's a very heart opening when used in a ceremonial setting. So super freaking cool. Amazing health benefits. So we sipped on our cacao, we had our guided meditation, we laid down on the floor on our yoga mats, we got comfy, went through this amazing guided meditation, and then the music started, and this is where the dance part comes in, which is super cool. So it started off very flowy, more quiet, more like sensual music, and then built up in intensity over the course of, I think it was like over the course of like an hour. And it was so cool. And like, even like when you're laying there on the mat, you're kind of like, oh shit, like who's going to get up first? Like somebody's got to get up and dance first before I go, right? And then I don't even remember if somebody went up first or what happened, but we all ended up getting up dancing, and you can tell we were all kind of like a little bit like reserved and a little bit self-conscious still. But then like, do you just let loose and just let your body, like listening to the music and just letting things flow with the music? And it is so freaking cool. Like, when was the last time you just let yourself go like that and didn't care about judgment, and you just let let your body move to the rhythm of the music? So it was so cool. And in the middle of it, in one of the songs, we did a little breath work. And I freaking love breath work. I'm so passionate about it. Increasing the oxygen that you have in your body actually changes the chemicals in your body. So it also has amazing health benefits. So picture this, we're all like kind of like grouped around at this point for the breathwork part, and you're like ha 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 ha, like really using your diaphragm to like breathe and like pushing air out and breathing in, and we're like punching the air and like stomping our feet. So we're like ha 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 and making eye contact with each other. Like, how freaking weird is this when you just hear it and think about it? But it was so cool actually doing it. It's so like freeing doing something that like is so weird like this, right? And so we would do that, and then at the next part of the song we would go hoo 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 with your like your hands in the air, like you're throwing your hands in the air like a freaking owl. And we did this twice, and so freaking weird, but like so freaking cool. And like just be letting our freaking freak flags fly, right? Just owning that inner weirdos, which was so powerful when you're doing that together with a group of people. Just knowing that it's safe to be vulnerable and it's safe to put yourself out there in life. And sure, this might just be one example of it, like dancing, but this can be carried into your whole entire life. So being uncomfortable and doing something like this really opens you up to being more vulnerable in your actual life as well. And to let you in on something, it is literally my dream to have a group of friends that like on the weekend, like when you get together, like literally doing like tribal dancing, like chanting around a fire, like on like on the proposal, like to the window, to the wall, let's sweat drop down my balls, all you bitches crawl. When Betty White's doing that, if you have not seen that movie, go watch it because it's freaking hilarious. But like literally just having fun doing that, and it's literally my dream to have friends that are just so like okay with doing weird shit like that. And if that's you, like reveal yourself because we need to be besties. But next year, I'm actually going to start doing some retreats in South America and also doing some more events in Canada as well, and see where it goes. And if you are in a different place and you want me to do it, one near you, then ask, because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no, as I'm super open to anything. And yeah, just like retreats and stuff, just to get people out of their comfort zone and to meet other cool like-minded people that are really, really, really wanting to grow themselves and expand what they thought was possible for themselves. So I'm super excited for that. So the lights are dimmed, we're dancing around, we're like, the music's like building intensity till it's like cool, like freaking amazing electronic music. And guys, I've never been to a rave before. Like drugs are like never my thing, but this was like legit like a rave, except for we weren't high on drugs. We were literally high on life and on love for each other and just life in general. Like it was so freaking cool. It felt so good, and like super weirdo alert, right? Like just let me live my life, okay? Because this was so freaking cool, and I suggest that you do it. And it may not be where you are in your journey yet, and like I wouldn't have done this. I literally like wouldn't have done this before. It wouldn't have been something that like would have interested me. But just know that wherever you are on your journey, everything is absolutely perfect. And if you're in that part of your journey where something like this would freaking push you and you're excited about it, then go find one, because there's so many out there. And wherever you are, keep pushing your comfort zone. And maybe eventually you'll have the opportunity and you'll think back to this podcast episode and me sharing about this weirdo experience, and you'll be open to doing it and challenging yourself and really letting loose, because you will never friggin' regret it. And the cool thing about these classes is that it doesn't matter how freaking weird it sounds. Like, look at the description, see what it sounds like. And if it sounds like something that might like excite that inner weirdo in you, the cool thing is that going there, you can go alone. And I encourage you to go alone. If you don't have friends that are going with you, like, don't ever stop what you want to do. Like, live your life without other people. It's so cool to do, like, be able to do that. And the cool thing is about group classes that you're going to meet other freaking epic people that are also okay with doing weird shit like this. Like, how freaking cool is that? Like, when was it? When I was in Ottawa, I went to this Movati class, and I can't remember what it was called, but it was literally like those blue yoga balls, and you put them on like a little stand, and you have drumsticks, and you're literally like dancing, like doing this like dance routine, banging these drums, like, well, the drums is in the yoga balls, and it was so cool. I went to that myself, and like literally the class was so full. Like, you may think like, oh, this is weird because none of your friend circle is doing shit like this, but I encourage you to go because there's always going to be lots of amazing people that are open to this kind of stuff. And it definitely challenges you and pushes you outside of your comfort zone and really works with that fear of judgment. And you'll have like the best time. So the whole purpose of this episode is just to inspire you to own your weird, right? Own that inner weirdo. We all have this inner weirdo voice, which we usually ignore or say like, no, I couldn't do that. Or what would people think? Or like you see other people doing it and you think, oh, that's good for them. But like, that's not who I am. Know that you can be absolutely anybody that you want to be. And when you push beyond that fear of judgment, beyond that fear, that judgment of yourself, like you judging yourself or other people judging you, and you just live your life, like it's incredible how amazing your growth will be and how amazing you will feel. And just pushing beyond those boundaries. Because remember, like I said, by pushing yourself in the area of like doing a class like this, it's going to translate into absolutely every area of your life. You're going to start showing up more boldly. You're not going to care what other people think as much. And it's just going to start shifting your mind like at a rapid level. So what are you going to do to honor your inner weirdo? Like maybe when you're home alone this week, like put some good music on, like some 90s music that you used to freaking dance and love to when you were younger. It's also a thing because like when we were young, we didn't give a shit, right? Like we didn't care what other people thought because our friends were just as weird as we were. And none of us cared. So maybe put on that old music when you used to freaking dance up a freaking storm, whatever that go-to song was you had when you were younger. Freaking put it on and dance and let loose like that inner child when you used to do that. And just freaking let loose. Maybe that's something that you want to do this week. Maybe there's a class that you've been looking at that's super weird and out there that you want to go and try this week or this month. Eventbrite is amazing. You can look at the descriptions and just freaking look at the descriptions. If it's something that looks like it'd be super cool, then just go for it. Book your ticket and just show up. You're going to meet lots of other epic cool people there. And like I said, don't wait for others to go. You got this. You're strong and independent. You can totally do it on your own, and you're going to start meeting some epic freaking people, which is going to encourage you even more and just inspire your growth even more. Because the more people you surround yourself that are like open and into doing all of these crazy things that are pushing your comfort zone, the more you're going to be inspired to also push your comfort zone. So that is it for today. I hope that I inspired you to get out there, to own your freaking weird, let that freak flag fly confidently, and just show each other that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be weird and to just let things be and to ditch the friggin' judgment of others, the judgments of ourselves, and just go out there, have some fun, and just freaking live your life. So I hope you have the most amazing day today. If you want to let me know what you end up doing, that would be freaking awesome. And if you are that person that loves this shit, then let me know as well, because we got to be besties. But yes, I love you guys. You're freaking incredible. Thank you again for being on this podcast. If this is a podcast that you feel like somebody really, really needs right now in their life, please share it with them. Because the more that we do that, the more that we spread the love, the more we are going to change as a collective. And that is what it's all about, shifting world consciousness. The world is rapidly changing right now, and we are looking for new ways of doing things. And I hope you guys have the most amazing day today. I love you guys. Know that it's safe to open up your heart to other people, to build that connection. And it's safe to open up your mind to new, different, weird things that little inner weirdo of yours is calling you to do. So I will talk to you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.